Okay, so let me explain in details how Canva exactly works. Let's say we want to use a template. Let's go with like a banner for no. Let's go with a like Easter card. Uh, let's look for a free one. Let's go with this one. Let's click on customize, wait a few seconds. Okay, now let's explain how vector files and things work in Canva. So, stuff in the Elements tab, almost everything is vectorized. If you took this illustration from Canva, it's probably an SVG, which means you can scale this thing up to infinity. It will always look sharp. This in fact is not an SVG file. It's not a vector file, because if you click on the actual layer, you see that it's recognized as a raster type. It's a photo, it's a PNG. So it's just a photo with a transparent background. This, like fonts for example, right? They're vector files. You can upscale them, you can increase the font size as much as you want. They will be sharp. For example, let's see if we can find a few examples. Let's take this shadow. Okay, this shadow also is a raster file type. It's not a vector because it doesn't give you like vector options. For example, it doesn't let you change the actual colors of the whole thing. This thing is vectorized because you don't have an edit image button on the top bar. This thing is scalable as much as you need, right? It will always be sharp. And like the thing about vector files in Canva is that you can change their colors. You can adjust anything you want about them. Like this one, for example, you want to change the color, you simply click on the color and you change it to whatever you want. The previous illustration, you wouldn't be able to do this. For example, this car with this rabbit, you don't have that option, right? And you are not able to do it. If you go to edit photo, you have a bunch of filter options, but those don't really work as like you won't be able to change the color of the actual car into anything different from what it is. You can make adjustments to the contrast and stuff, but it won't change much. Yeah, so let's try this. See, this is a vector illustration. Like I said, you have color options. You can customize whatever you want. You can change anything you want color wise about this illustration. You can increase the size, whatever you want. Anyway, now let's see if we missed anything. No, like that's about it. Like that's how you notice like the difference between like vector files and raster file layers, I guess, in Canva. It's like if you're able to see color options on the top bar, it means it's a vector file. Now let's try to talk about exporting stuff. If you go to share, you go to download. The only options which are vector files which export vectors are PDF and SVGs. If you export as PNG, JPEG, GIF, MP4, those are, I mean, MP4 is a video, but those are not vector files. They won't be scalable. And the thing is, SVG will require that you have a pro subscription, so you won't be able to use it if you're on a free Canva account. Personally, I would go with PDF. Let's try to, like, if you want to keep them vectorized, if you want to scale them, or if you want to print them. Let's open it up, and if you try to zoom into the actual thing, you will see that your illustration always remains sharp. See, the edges are always sharp. If you would have went with PNG, for example, if you zoom in the actual image, it will get blurred and it won't be sharp. Yeah, okay, so that's like the difference between vectors and rasterized layers, and that's how you use them in Canva, and that's how you see which one is which by looking at the top bar. Yeah, so I hope it makes sense now to you, and you know how to use them in Canva.